So I've noticed, and I don't know if this is how like all horror movies are, but there's always like, especially now, I feel like the comedic element. Like, perfect example, I was watching 28 Years Later,
Mhm.
and I'm
The
sure.
penis?
Yeah, that's
Oh my
exactly what I
God.
was going to say.
Oh my
That thing was a
God.
hammer. I
Yeah.
mean, like, he was fucking up. It was hitting both windows when I thought he was going to get black eyes from how big that motherfucker was when he was running.
It was a baby's arm. You're like, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
holding a
Holding an
fucking
apple.
Welcome to Daddies the Podcast, featuring Eric and Greg. Join them each week as they hang with a new guest to talk about who they are, their why, and the stories that come up along the way. Thank you for being a part of the Daddies community.
But
Okay.
you kind of scared me when you first jumped on. I guess your camera was facing the other way. So when you jumped on, you went and you grabbed
I
your
did that,
thing.
yeah.
And I felt, and then you turned
Yeah.
the camera, and I felt like you were coming at me, like, oh, here, I'm gonna get you, like through the camera.
That's it. Boom.
I was a little like, oh, what's going on here?
I really like to scare people when I first start and just, have that like fear me,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
You
That's
got
what I
to
like to
set
do.
the tone early.
It's working.
Yeah.
Let's set the stage.
yeah. I want you to be on your toes the whole time.
I love
For
it.
sure.
I love it. And you're actually our second Halloween episode that we're doing something new in
Yeah.
October.
Right,
We're
thank
going
you.
to
Do we
do
have a
all
catchy-
spooky episodes.
A catchy catchphrase for this Halloween-y type thing going on, Greg?
No.
No? Okay.
I should probably get some like cobwebs or something.
Shit. I should probably get like, you do. Yeah, Katie.
It's just my apartment. It's just,
Eh.
it's all of the shit. It's so much hoarding. I was in Europe for 2 weeks. I came back and I was like, I hate Funko Pops. What the hell? Why do I have so many? God, literally, these are like the cool ones, like the SNL ones. And then the rest of them, I'm like, everything else is in the trash. I don't care.
Are Funko Pops still? Do you remember they were like the shit? You could sell them for a fuck ton of money. They were super valuable. Is that still a thing, or is that like the Labubu's now?
I think it is a trend, but I do think there are some that are more rare
Yeah.
than other ones. I have a couple that are kind of rare-ish, but they're funny. The ones I got, I always thought they were funny.
Yeah.
So that's the ones I got. Like, which do I have? I have Steve Buscemi.
Oh yeah. Oh,
from-
from is that not Happy Gilmore, but
Billy Madison.
Billy
Billy
Madison.
Where
But
he,
it's so
crossing the name.
specific.
he calls him off. He's like, he
It's-
crosses him off with the lipstick, and then he goes, I love that.
It's so specific. And I was like, this is so stupid. I have to have it. This is mine.
It's so good.
So that was one of the ones, yeah.
You know what cracks me up about Steve Buscemi is like that dude. He's got range. I mean,
Oh my God, he's amazing.
he's so good. And what were we watching? He's literally in everything. If you want to turn on a Sandler flick, I mean, obviously you're going to get Steve Buscemi.
Oh, yeah.
But we were watching. I can't even remember what it was, but he was there.
When Boardwalk Empire came out, I said, wait, Steve Buscemi, like, what does he have? He has no business being one, and I feel mean saying this. Like, I don't mean it now, but being the lead role in something, first of all.
I thought you were going to say
Second of
the
all-
handsome role.
I mean, he's not classically handsome, but I'm sure that some people find him attractive.
Totally.
Yeah. But he was also in The Sopranos. I mean, he was, Tony's cousin or something in that. So he's kind of in Fargo. I mean, he's been in those.
And you cannot forget Spy Kids.
Oh my God.
2, Island of Lost Dreams. He delivers the greatest line in cinematic history. It's like, okay, I'm going to butcher it. It's
All right,
like,
let us have it.
It's like, do you think God too fears his creations? That's why he stays up there. And you're like, damn, this is a kid's movie. What?
This just
You're
blew my
like,
mind.
Okay, Steve Buscemi.
Which one was it where literally everyone was in it? Was that 1 or 2 where like Sylvester Stallone was in it? It had Buscemi, like literally everyone who was anyone was in this
It was
flick.
the first one. And
Yeah.
George Clooney was
Clooney.
the president of the United States. And Selena Gomez is in it. And you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Sure. You know what? Make kids' movies insane again like that, where you just
Yeah.
have the craziest cast and they're just cameoing. But as kids, they don't give a shit until they're adults and they're like, oh, yeah, that was
Mhm.
amazing. Why didn't I?
Who was Shark Boy? Was that
That's Taylor Lautner.
Taylor
Yes.
Lautner. He's the wolf from Twilight,
from
right?
Twilight?
Yes.
You better put some
yes.
respect on his name. It's was he wasn't Edward. He was
Jacob. Team
Jacob.
Jacob.
Team Jacob, Team Edward.
Team
Yes.
Jacob.
Right,
What were
right.
you, Greg? Which one were you?
Okay, I don't know if this is going to. I haven't seen any of them. Okay, I
Never
take that
Okay,
back.
that's fine.
Which one has the really awkward baseball scene with Muse playing in the background?
And they have to hit the ball with the thunder
Edward,
strikes?
yeah,
Yeah.
because he's a vampire. Yeah,
Which movie was that? The second movie or the third movie?
that was the first one.
That was the first one. Wow. Okay.
Have you seen all of them, Eric?
Probably. I read the
Okay.
first book. And I said I could watch the movie. And
You
then I
read
didn't
the first book.
I read the first book. Well, my
Good for
wife, Shay, my wife, she was like in love with this stuff. And then I watched
Mhm.
the first movie and I was like, what is it? And maybe it's a choice. It just was. I don't think that those movies were made for me.
It's
So
not for you.
right, exactly. But I don't want to watch them again.
That's yeah.
Do we consider those movies horror?
I think there's a difference between horror and gateway horror, and I think it's like a thriller-esque. But people are like, "Oh, that's not scary." I'm like, there were scenes in Twilight that, as a kid, I remember being like, "Oh, this is
Sure.
terrifying."
Right.
But like now, I'm like, "Oh, that's stupid." But someone's
So
I'm not a
actually
pussy,
have
so
Right. I actually have a real question that goes along with this.
yes.
I need like an okay, enter horror. My daughter, she doesn't do really well with scary stuff. And my wife says to me today, being, hey, we're in October now, it's spooky season, all the scary movies are coming out. And she said, I want my daughter, Salem, she said, I want her to watch Scream. And I said, I don't know if my daughter's 9.
How
I'm
old?
sorry.
Okay,
She's
yeah.
9 years old. And I said,
Maybe wait till she hits puberty. She'll
right.
appreciate the boys more.
There you go.
Um,
That's not really what I
Matthew
want to hear,
Lillard.
but
Well, okay. So you think back. I mean, Scream was what?
what do you have there? What is that?
These are my kids' movies that are like the gateway horror that I
Okay.
watch every year and to like feel nostalgic. The Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Werewolf and Frankenstein.
Okay.
Cute, spooky,
All right.
fun. They sing. It's good.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
This is if you want like a borderline. Okay, it's creepy, but it's really bad, but it's good. R.L. Stein's The Haunting Hour.
Okay.
I love R.L.
Okay.
Stein. We were
R.L.
talking about
Stein
R.L.
is
Stein.
my shit.
I do too.
Yeah.
They say some things that you can't say now, which is hilarious.
Okay.
Okay.
Even
It's a
better.
kids'
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Scooby Doo. Also Halloween Town.
Oh God.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
All
My
the
daughter
I
loves
mean, the-
Halloween Town. Yeah.
Even the first Halloween Town, like those, like they had dark moments in those movies. I mean, Halloween Town 2, that movie freaked me out. So like, and they're made for kids, so it's like that's like a gateway. And you start showing them that.
And it's it's acceptable, and it gets you into the. I think Eric though, like too, it's like for me, I was watching like The Leprechaun at a young age and like horror movies, but like I think it just depends. I mean, would I tell Isla, my daughter's 5, like, hey, watch Saw? Like, probably not.
Do you want to scar her? Or do you want her to
Right.
be cool growing up? I don't know. Do you want her to be cool
Also
and have a
true.
personality?
Like, I don't want her to be lame. So I probably should show her.
Make her watch. I'm just kidding.
You
have
force
to
you to
force
watch
her
it.
to watch
You're
it.
gonna like it.
Daddy, I don't
There's
want
like
to watch this
13 of these
anymore.
motherfuckers. So
Shut up.
we're gonna be here all night. So I mean, okay. So speaking of horror, that's your thing, right? Like that is your shit. And so I mean, you review horror movies, right? Like that's now. Do you review new and old? Just old? A little bit of like how does that work in the reviewing world?
I pick what I want.
Yeah.
because it's my podcast.
Which is the shit, right?
Which is the shit, and that's
heard
either
that.
no rules and you can do whatever you want to do.
Yep.
But it's a mix of old and new. It'll also depend on, if I'm interviewing somebody, if they have a movie that they want to watch, I usually will be like, hey, here's a list of 300 movies that we haven't covered. Pick a couple you want to do, and then I'll pick from there. So they give me 5, but then I ultimately pick the one that I'm like, oh, how about we do this? Because sometimes they'll be like, can we do the some horror movies are so serious and they're not fun to talk about. And it's also hard to make them funny.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff with sexual assault. Can't make that funny.
Yeah, right. This isn't
do
good stuff. Yeah, right.
Yes. Someone's like, oh, we should do teeth. And I'm like, a concept. I was like, this is going to go great. And it was just like,
But
bad.
that movie,
It's good. It's great. It's amazing.
I remember it being, I guess I shouldn't say that it was funny. Yeah. It's like
but she
the
eats
delivery.
sexually assaulted the whole movie.
She
The
sure
whole
does.
thing. I mean, isn't that
The
kind of the
whole
premise of
thing.
the fucking thing?
It is.
Yeah.
She's got a little self-defense mechanism built in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I was
So
like,
bad.
So yeah, but then it's also like I get emails from like PR people who are like, hey, will you watch this weird indie movie that no one's ever going to see that has AI dogs in it? You're like, sure.
Whatever.
Why not? Sure.
But
Yeah.
I assume you've watched some real stinkers.
What? No. What do you mean?
But I bet
No,
you they're on the flip side
every
of that.
movie is really good. Every
I
bet-
movie is really good.
I bet you get some fucking fire though, and you're like, oh my god, that actually was kind of good, and like you get those sleepers too, right? I mean, they have to be out there.
Oh, totally.
Right?
It's the thing of, I watch so many movies every day that I try to give everyone the attention they deserve, but it's hard because, you gotta be on your phone and you're not 100% at the TV. So to have a movie draw me in is hard, but when it does, I'm like, ooh, did not expect that. Like I watched the new Toxic Avenger.
Okay, with Peter Dinklage.
And and I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna go into it. And they said this one line that literally, like, my head snapped up, and I was like, what? I was like, I had to rewind it. I was like, this is insane. Now, have you guys seen it?
No,
Mm-mm.
but go ahead and
Okay,
spoil.
It's great. It's not even spoiling it. It's just like a single line.
Okay.
It's like this girl goes, oh, my mom died of cancer and my sister died too. And the kid is like, oh, of cancer? And she goes, no, of a Zamboni accident. I try to raise awareness for both. And I was laughing about that for at least 10 minutes. I was like, what a dumb line. And it was
Love
so good. I was like, I need to go back and witness this. And I was like, this is rad. So that from then on out, I was like, I'm in. Let's go.
So I've noticed, and I don't know if this is how like all horror movies are, but there's always like, especially now, I feel like the comedic element. Like perfect example, I was watching 28 Years Later,
Mhm.
and
The
I'm sure.
penis?
Yeah, that's
Oh my
exactly
God.
what I was gonna say.
Oh my
that thing was a
God.
hammer. I
Yeah.
mean, like he was fucking up. It was hitting both windows when I thought he was gonna get black eyes from how big that motherfucker was when he was running.
It was a baby's arm. You're like, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
holding a
Holding an
fucking
apple.
Yes.
Let's- Thank you, Austin Powers.
Yes. Okay, so, but it wasn't real. That was definitely a
It wasn't.
pros-
He said that was a prosthetic, but I was like, "That's when you lie."
Yeah,
and you
no,
go,
that's
"No,
all
it's
natural,
100%
baby."
me."
Yeah.
And
Why
then you
wouldn't
plug your
you lie?
Okay,
and then he
so-
plugs his
It's-
OnlyFans.
It's really that big. You're like, come on.
So okay, so is that just like an ongoing meme with that movie with how big that dick was? I mean,
I remember being it in the theater. Was like I went to this like influencer screening, and that's a whole other thing. It's just whatever. But and they don't care to be there, and I'm there with my friend, and we're just like watching this movie, and we're like, oh, we love 28 Days Later. Like, oh my God, it's gonna be great. And then the penis. My friend didn't notice. I was like, did you see it? Did you see it? Penis? He's like,
Samson
"Why
is
am I-"
hung,
I'm
my
like,
man.
Look at his dick. Look at it.
Yeah,
So aggressive.
it's hard to miss.
And she's
You
like,
know?
oh, I was looking at his face. I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey, my eyes are down
Sure.
here.
She said my eyes are up
Samson's
here.
eyes are down there.
It's no coincidence that he went to the boneyard.
Yeah. And you could hear him
Right.
coming because it was just fucking dragging on the goddamn ground.
It was.
So
It's a trail. You see the footsteps, and you see the one little line dragging in between the
He's a
footsteps.
what kind of
tripod.
monster is this? Yeah,
He's a-
right. So Eric and I were talking about the dick yesterday, I think, because I just watched it yesterday.
Just two bros talking about
Talking
a dick.
about Samson's
Talking about Samson's dick,
Yeah.
zombie dick.
And I said,
Love
Eric,
it.
did you see how massive that thing was? But then, okay, the ending, right? So, spoiler alert, but if you're listening, fuck it, right? At the end, when Spike runs into Jimmy and his gang, and they all kind of like bring this comedic like element. But then, to me, I was like, well, that makes sense if they were raised on Teletubbies and Power Rangers and into these like
Yeah.
colorful like 90s. I was like, oh, okay, that fits. But I thought that shit was hilarious. These
It
motherfuckers
was.
are parkouring, and like it totally just sucked a lot of the horror out of it for me. But do you appreciate, and I don't want to say that was forced because that didn't feel forced to me,
Uh-huh.
but I feel like sometimes in horror movies or like Marvel's really good for like, it has to be funny. Like we got to get the comedic relief in here. Do you think that that's being done now more and more regularly, like trying to get like the funny guy? There's got to be that dude in here that, or this female role that makes
Pop some
everyone
Paul
laugh.
Rudd. Put Paul
Yeah,
Rudd
right.
in there just for that little boop.
Oh,
Yeah,
here's
like
Seth
a lot.
Rogen. Yeah, right.
Yeah. I think it depends on the movie. I mean, some movies, have those funny elements. And some movies, you're like, it's so serious. But then, again, it also depends on who's watching the movie. Like people who watched her. I also have a stutter. I don't know if I told you guys that, but I do have a stutter. And I've been struggling, so bear with me. Hereditary, when Annie climbs up the ladder, terrifying. But everyone's like, that's so funny. Why is she climbing like that? Where'd her head go? And you're just like, I see both sides, but like,
right.
I'm like,
Mhm.
you wouldn't be like, you're laughing on screen because you're like, that's hilarious. I'm like, seeing that in person,
Right.
I don't think you'd be laughing. So I get
Mhm.
it. I get it. Like, it's just, I think it depends. But yeah, I love a funny horror movie. I love to be scared. So bring it on.
Yeah, I feel like for me, like I've yet to see that movie that like just scared me so good, and I want that movie where it's like, like I'm trying to think if there's something, and there just hasn't been. What's like the scariest movie? I guess that's pretty subjective, but
It's I don't know if I've seen the scariest movie. I've been super mad of like coming out of theaters with horror movies lately. I'm like, I said it was the scariest movie of the year. Like, why wasn't I scared? And someone said this to me, and I was like, it just shifted my perspective. The scariest movie is not going to be the most publicized one because they're made for a huge audience. And I was like, you are so right. They're not made for horror fans. The ones that
Yeah.
are made for horror fans are at the smaller fests that
Yeah.
are fucked up where you like I watched a movie at at the Wisconsin Film Fest called Killing Ground, and spoiler alert, they curb stomp a baby. And normally afterwards, and they had an amazing like shot, like the cinematography was amazing, and I was like, this is so cool, this is so good, oh my god.
Yeah.
And normally at the end of a movie, you stand up and you clap. I was the only person to clap. Everyone else was like, no, we're not clapping for that.
Like,
They're like,
what
what's wrong
the-
with you? And I'm like, no, that was really good. That was so good. It's not a real baby. Well, she's
yeah,
fine.
right. Clearly,
Right.
like, yeah, it's not real.
She's fine. But
What-
there's moments in movies that like got me close to being scared. The first half of Long Legs, I was
Okay.
like, whoa, hey, with I'm assuming you've
Nicolas
seen Long
Cage.
Legs.
I haven't seen that.
Okay, well, you've seen it though, right?
Yeah, I
You've
have
seen it.
seen it.
Do you want me to?
Greg?
Should I?
No,
do you
you're
want me
good,
to,
Eric.
You're
You can
fine.
do
I'll
it.
make it.
Yeah,
I'll make
yeah.
it generic. I'll make it
Okay.
generic. But it's the up until they're in that Long Legs is in her house. It's that up until that point, it's like that was scary, and then afterwards it just got silly. And like there's too much. They just throw so much at the wall that you're like, hey, simple is better. Just pick one or two things. Just stop being like, we need 4,000 things.
Well, right, and I feel like that's what a lot of movies, they do wrong. There's just too much going on, and it takes away from this thing, and now I'm just confused, or who the fuck is that person? When you introduce all these characters, now I'm really fucking confused. It's like Game of Thrones, right? I love Game of Thrones, but Jesus Christ, I had to watch a show after each episode to know what the fuck was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't want to be that involved in the movie after. Like, I just want to be able to watch it. And
to me, most scary movies stop being scary like when you see the monster, or when the monster is there a lot. It's most scary when it's like, oh my God, was that it? I don't know exactly what it looks like. And Greg, I know you don't like this movie as much as I do. I love the movie It Follows.
Oh yeah.
And
I also don't like it.
You don't like it either? That's fine. I mean, it's very subjective.
That's Eric's shit.
But I can appreciate it. I think
Yeah.
I think the score is amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of pretentious.
Yeah. It might be how they say buns, Eric.
But it probably is. And I like a lot of bad movies,
okay.
but I watched it and it was like very like, ooh, it's eerie, and I know there's something like kind of, it's always like that feeling of impending doom because it's always coming towards you, and that fucked me up sort of. But I have a story about a small, like, sort of, I don't know if it's an indie horror movie, but I like to go into a movie, if possible, knowing as little as possible. So I was watching some TikTok, and they said, go watch this movie. It's called When Evil Lurks. And I basically just closed the app, and I said, all right, I'm going to see this movie. It's date night, and I buy tickets, and it's the very last showing, and I buy it, and it's like subtitles, and I go, oh, that's like closed captioning, so it must be, just they're going to put the words at the bottom, which is how I always watch TV. I need to be reading because I can't hear shit for some reason. I'm like, whatever. Get into the theater. We're the only ones there. There's no one else there, and I go, oh, wow, must be like, it's because it's late and it's the last showing and there was captions. No, it's subtitles because it's a Spanish-speaking movie only. It's like a Mexican horror movie, and it's about zombies, and the whole movie, and I had no idea it was in Spanish because I didn't do any research on it. I was kind of like, oh, we're the only ones in the movie theater. Come on, let's take advantage. No, we had to be watching this movie because, one, it was good and scary and nasty and gruesome, and we didn't understand what they were saying, so we had to be reading what the words were, so we actually had to pay attention. Shout out to that movie, When Evil Lurks. I thought it was very good. It's like a little spin on like zombies. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it.
Let's say that.
But that's like that. What's that movie with the elevator? Right, and it goes down each floor, and they're in a prison, and so it's essentially a platform with food, and as it goes down, you have less food and less food and less
people
food.
take off of it,
and every month you get randomized, and so the top people are eating like kings, and then the bottom people are essentially eating each other. And I can't, but that's also kind of like that foreign, I think it might be in Spanish or what, but yeah. And so like the guy's like, well, how did you survive so long? He's like, well, we have to do what we have to do. And they're eating each other. But yeah, so like they're just like licking these scraps off of this elevator, and it's like, the floor or something. And it's another one where it's like, yeah, right. But also subtitles, and like then you have to really be involved. I have to really make sure I'm not missing. Like I can't even look down at my phone for a second, or I've just missed something deep.
Yep. It's hard.
It is.
It's hard.
Movies are hard.
Movies are hard. It's hard to pay attention, especially if you're not in a theater. I'm so done for this. Every year I do a 31 Days of Horror movies of things I haven't seen before. I've been doing it since 2016.
Okay.
I
put Skinamarink on there.
Okay.
I've heard that's really scary. I think I started to try to watch that. Is that like, it's like really, you haven't watched it yet, right?
Chair legs. It's just chair legs.
Chair legs, like
chair legs. And
like
it's just close-up shots and fuzzy shots.
I started to watch it. Should I finish it? Is it good?
You do what you gotta do, man. I was like, what? And then I think my review was, first I was like, what? And then I was like, what? And then I was like, what? And that's the review was given. And everyone's like, yeah, it's pretty accurate. I'm like, I don't know what I just watched. The ending and then it just stopped. And then you're like, but you did that for an hour. And then you just, what? And it's a short as well. And I'm like, yeah, you should have stayed with the short. But I feel like if I would have saw it in a movie theater, it would have been really jarring. And I would have been in it. But I was just like, I'm watching it during the day. I got my phone. I'm like, I'm half paying attention at this
Folding
point. I'm
laundry.
Like, yeah.
Do you think though, like when these movies are made, like someone's sitting there and they're like, holy shit, this is fucking fire, bro.
Yep.
And it's like Macaulay Culkin when he was just sitting there eating pieces of pizza on camera.
Yup. Just
Didn't
like
say
that.
a
This is
fucking
art.
thing.
This is art.
Yeah, art.
Cinema.
It's like a dude that
Cinema.
taped a fucking banana to a wall.
And that was art.
That's art. It's yeah.
Art, yeah.
And so I guess like it's crazy to me. I mean, what was the other one where it was a short and you had to stare at the head, right? And it was like, don't look away from this person.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Wait,
and if you look away from the box, he like
stop.
starts.
I saw that on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I literally started crying.
Yeah.
That's because I think that's one of my fears. And I haven't seen that in a horror film yet. And it's like the fear of like somebody's in your apartment type thing, but they're not doing anything. They're just sitting and watching.
And you can't do anything about it.
You just see them kind of like perched behind something. And you're just like, I don't know what to do right now because if I look away, you're going to run at me. But if I...
Yeah.
Nightmare.
But we shouldn't kink shame. If they just like to watch, I think that's okay.
That's okay.
It's a cuck chair. That's why you need a cuck chair.
That's all he wanted. And this
I think that was a YouTube short. I was talking to somebody about that, and I think the guy's like real wet. That when he's climbing out of the box,
because he's in the cuck chair. So
it was like, was it that? Oh, he was wet. Sure.
Yeah,
he was
full
very
circle.
moist.
Guy.
Weird porn search history you got there.
Yeah, he was wet, and like I think it was just wasn't it just like from here up? Like it wasn't the whole body, and he was in a box.
Like you know what? There might have been two because it was like, and then he leaves and he's like, "Oh, babe, did you get this thing or this box?" And he's like, "Don't look away from the box. You need to stare at the box, or it's gonna run."
Yeah.
And
Other side of the box.
Yeah.
Other side of the box. Yeah, and it's literally just a dude in a box.
Greg, are you looking that up right now?
I'm looking at it right now.
Who made that? Or you're looking at the box? Don't look at the box.
I'm looking at the box.
Look at it, please.
It was made by Caleb
Satan?
J. Phillips.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure when I was talking to somebody else about this, they said that whoever made that made like some other really cool like shorts.
Imposters, Play Me, and Brothers in Arms.
They don't.
And
they don't ring a
Escaping
bell.
Twin Flames, which is a TV miniseries.
I'm sure it's really good, but I don't know if I can watch it.
Yeah, so it's just this dude in a box the whole time. He is in the box. It's like Gwyneth
What's in
Paltrow's
the
head.
box?
Yeah,
What's in
right.
the box?
I was just rewatching that. I never get to that part. I always fall asleep before the box.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I mean I've
It's
seen
always
it
a head.
before, but
It's always a
is it
It's
every
always
time?
Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
Every time. Well, you never know. You have to watch it every time because it might
That's
be
true.
different.
It's like
Yeah.
what is it,
Different.
Schrodinger's cat? Where
Sure.
he, except it's a head and it's not a cat. That's alive or dead. So that's one of those movies though where like I saw much later in life. Like because I was young in what,
You were
94,
young when
95.
you wouldn't have been in the movie theater for that because
No, I was probably
and-
seeing Mousetrap maybe. I don't know what came out around that time, But that's one of those movies too where it's so good. But I guess I wouldn't consider that horror. That's more, psychological whatever.
Wait, we're talking about
7.
7.
7. No,
Yeah.
Is that a horror movie?
the way they're killed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
think it's a subgenre of horror, the crime
All right.
element.
horror.
But yeah, it's pretty grotesque. Like
You're right.
the gluttony and like
I guess I
Yeah,
forgot
right.
about there were a bunch of people that Kevin Spacey kills.
there's I think
There's
7.
that.
There's
there's about
7.
7. I guess that checks out. Yeah.
About 7.
Sins.
Uh-huh. But can we talk about how handsome Brad Pitt was? I mean, he's
Always.
Sexy man.
just
Sexy man.
aged like wine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Still to this day. I heard he
Goddamn.
stinks. I don't know how true that is.
You heard he stinks?
I heard he was on the like top 10 stinky celeb list. No
You know what?
deodorant.
He's allowed.
By
He's
Watch
allowed.
Mojo.
My Watch Mojo.
Watch Mojo presents top 10 stinkiest actors.
If Brad Pitt is listening, I'm sorry.
And number 1 is Brad Pitt. That's crazy.
Well, apparently just no deodorant. And apparently that's common in Hollywood. No deodorant in Hollywood. It's fine.
Whatever.
Who's wrong? That's crazy. I'm terrified of smelling bad. So men, get on your shit.
Oh.
Because, dear God, y'all
So-
reek.
Let me tell you, we went down when we first started, 2 years ago now, we went down a soap artisan soap maker rabbit hole, and we were just having soap people on our podcast.
Sure.
Yeah,
we had
that was just our
episodes of
thing.
motherfuckers who made soap and
Yeah,
beard
sure.
oils. And
And
yeah,
that was
Period.
very much Greg's thing.
that was my thing for a while, was
Greg
artisan
was spending, and this month, he was spending, I'd say, sometimes hundreds of dollars a month on artisan soaps.
Well, yeah, you
having
got to
them
get at
shipped to
least
his
10
house.
to 12 bars at a time.
and then like
You
reselling
have to
them.
buy in
and then,
bulk.
Yeah,
You have to-
buy in
and then
bulk and then-
reselling them on the Facebook like marketplace, like to
Yeah.
people, and like shipping them to people. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I really like the smell of this. I don't think that they were used. I don't.
Which,
you
by
guys
the way,
wouldn't
if
use them,
anyone's
would
looking
you?
for some soap, I got a couple bars over here. So that was
Sure.
something. So our podcast used to go through, and I don't know if you've experienced this, but we would go through. We were still trying to find our identity, I guess. So we would have on like 3 of the same type of person. So soap people, puppet people,
Yeah.
comedians, and like.
And then we landed on musicians for
and then we
quite some
landed on
time.
musicians, kind of became our bread and butter. But
Mhm.
Listen.
specifically musicians doing a 20th show for a certain album.
yeah,
Okay.
And like,
So neat.
oh yeah.
very, very.
And it was, but that was kind of our thing. And it's
Yeah.
still
Yeah,
kind
you
of our
find it.
thing.
I think, like you said, it's our podcast, and we could do whatever the fuck we want to do.
Period.
And that's what I guess that's what we. Yeah, that's what we enjoy doing. That's what we enjoy
right,
talking
because
about.
being
Good,
able to
good.
to be able to kind of say what you want and do what you want, have whoever you want on. I know when I've reached out to you, it's always weird cold calling because we've never met before I reached out. And I have my message that I'm like, all right, this, you would be fun to talk to, right? So here's my message. And like a lot of times people just don't respond because sometimes messages get, you know how Instagram works, the messages
Mhm.
get filtered. And so I don't know if for you, like it's ever when, like, do you get hit up a lot for people to say, hey, you want to come on and chit chat? Like, do you get a lot of those messages? And like, we're starting to get more of them more regularly. And
Yeah.
it's like now I don't want to say have to be more selective, but we just don't have the time to dedicate to everyone to give them, a fair like use of their time, essentially. I don't know if that's the same for you.
Yeah, I usually try to say yes because it's beneficial for the both of us, and to have my audience with you and your audience like it's just like it's a good thing to get on as many pods as you can. It's hard having a podcast and getting the reach, even if you have the biggest soap guy in the
Right.
world, sometimes it'll only get 20 views and you're like, what the hell? And so it's like it's helpful to like, get other people, because who knows, like a couple
That's-
people from each person might swap and be like, oh, hey, I'm gonna go check out their pod now. So
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love that you said that, because I feel like that's kind of exactly like when we talk to people, like that's not our expertise. We don't really know a lot about what they're talking about. So let's go in with no script and let's just talk to this individual and see where we go.
Yeah.
And then you do get to meet people. I mean, we had someone on and I never heard of him, but his name is the Dad Bod Veteran, right?
sure.
And this dude has, 1.5 million followers. And it's crazy the people that we met just from him. Another one, Jarrett from Bowling for Soup, when we did a crossover episode with his show. And it was like, this is cool to talk to like bands that like I'm a musician and like growing up listening to a lot of these bands and like getting to talk to people is just fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's just cool. But then on the flip side, I don't think people, like you said, podcasting is hard, and I don't think people understand the time and effort that goes into it. It's not like, okay, I'll hit stop, when we're done recording, but that's not it. Like, it doesn't just end there. There's a lot more that goes on to it. People don't really see the behind the scenes, and I think it's cool when people kind of show the behind the scenes so you can see what it looks like. But it's not just hitting stop, and I guess some people do that. But
I do, Greg.
Eric would do that.
I mean,
Eric
that's all I
does
do.
he just leaves after we're done.
I say, all right, I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, and then
and Greg's our workhorse. Greg's daddy number one.
Yeah, I was designated daddy number one because of that.
Yes, you were.
Do you find like editing, like what does your editing process look like?
Yeah, it depends on if it's in person or on Zoom. In person, my producer. Now, I hate AI. I hate AI, but he is pro AI, and I get my studio, so he gets to do that. But he does an initial edit with AI that does the cameras and stuff, and it's one less thing I have to do. So I'm like, fine. I don't want it near me though. And then I take his edit and I add my little. I literally plug in the front bumper and intro, and then the back bumper, and sometimes someone will be like, "Oh, I scratched my nose at this part. Can you cut it out?" And I'll try to find it. Usually I can't because I forget where it is, and I just upload the whole thing, and I'm like, "Yep."
You've just tickled Greg.
Love that so much because you know what? Like Eric and I were in that mindset when, hey, we're going to record, and unless you ask me to take something out, I'll look for it. But it's hard to find stuff that.
You said that, and it made my nose itchy.
And I'm going to leave that in.
God, I gotta.
Yeah. Hey, Greg. Also, could you at 36 minutes? Could you just get that out of there?
Could you just fully just cut? Honestly, could you cut this entire episode?
Or even I don't take out us and and you
it's
can
now
say all
a
the
5-minute
It's
episode.
too much work. It's too much work.
But also, that's not how people talk.
Yeah.
People say us, they say they stop to think about what they're saying. And I think that it's not fair to assume that. I know some people, like Eric's a 1.5 speed when he's listening to things.
Yeah,
so if you do that, the us and the don't make that much of a impact, but also it's just real life. It's just real life.
And it's more work on your part. And we don't got that time.
No one has that time. No one has that time.
I will say, going back to people asking to be on your pod, a lot of people ask to be on my pod. And as much as I want to get everybody on, it kind of annoys me because they just seem like they're entitled to it. And I try to do everything in person as much as I can. The only Zoom interviews I do are through a PR team. That's, people, other podcasts get mad at me. They're like, "What do you mean? You run my podcast, but why can't I be on yours?" I'm like, "You're welcome to come to LA. Let me know when you're here. I would love to have you on, but I don't do Zoom like that because one, my laptop's from 2014. She does not work. I am recording on my phone. I cannot record.
Right.
Someone has to record for me. So that's a whole thing. But and it's with other horror movies, they'll be like, "Oh, I have this horror movie. I directed it. It's my directorial, and I would love for you to review it on your podcast or be on your podcast and have a bunch of people." And I'm like, I can't do that I'm getting hundreds of DMs like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't have time for that. And I'm at the point where it's do I start charging people? But then I feel icky about that because that was never my goal. But I'm also what am I getting out of it? I'm not getting anything out of your movie that is probably never going to see the light of day, or maybe if it does, but it's only on Tubi and it's buried in Tubi and you really can't find it.
Right.
So I don't want to be mean, but I'm I might be it's going to be per minute, $1 per minute. So
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Your time is worth a lot, right? It's worth something. And I mean, this isn't, as much as Eric and I we're trying to get there, but this isn't our full-time jobs, right? We have work, we have homes and kids that we have to support and take care of. Like we have wives, and I think sometimes we had one individual, and he
Say the name.
I really want to, but he legitimately lives in New Jersey now, and we're in Delaware. So
find
he might
you.
actually come here and kill us.
Might find
find
this would
you.
become
I'll
a
find
real.
you.
This would be a real
Or a horror
This
episode.
would be the last episode we ever record.
What if like right here you just saw like the
Just like a hand?
a face, yeah.
Well, so
And
You're
it's
just
that
like-
guy from the box.
the box is right. He's right behind
Shut
you.
up. Shut up. Shut up.
So this guy though, he was like, "Hey, I'm releasing a new song," and we were like, "Okay, this could be mutually beneficial because
No.
you're doing it with an artist that I really like. Like that's cool. You want to release it on our show, right on." But then we're recording, and he's like, "Hold on, stop. Let's try
Stop.
that again."
Yeah, run that back.
Yeah. He said,
Cut.
"Nope. He hit us with a cut."
I would keep it in. I'd
Yeah,
keep
well,
that part in.
And then, so we're like, "Dude, can you please record, like, if you're going to record portrait, fine, but like horizontal just kind of makes things a little bit easier." And he said,
Yeah.
"Okay, fine." So he records the phone upright, which is fine, but then he just records from here up. So like, dude, I can't even see your whole face.
But it's just audio. He's like, no, your camera's on.
Right, yeah.
It's on
Yeah,
mute. It's on
right.
mute.
Dude, and then we were like an hour and a half in, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go have a cigarette break,
Yeah,
and
we
then
were
we
like,
can keep
"This is
going."
not-
I was like,
couldn't
"No, we're
believe
good, my
it."
guy."
He thought
We're
he was on a
good.
Joe Rogan podcast, and it was going to be a 3-hour little guy.
Oh
But
my
where
God.
it gets bad, I mean, that was bad. He was messaging us after, and he was like, "How dare you promote this asshole's episode and not mine as much as his?" I was like, "Well, you wanted yours at a specific date, and I don't have to explain myself to you, but
Yeah.
you like this guy. This is his time. We're gonna run the promotion and the ads. This is his time. This is his week." And then he messaged me. He was like, I always just blow everything up in my face. Goodbye forever. I guess I'll never talk to you again. You'll never see me again."
Okay.
And yeah, right on. But then he like started following Eric and our my personal page, and then I blocked him, and I think Eric did the same, and he was like, "How dare you guys block me? Like, who do you think you are?"
No, he was like checking frequently.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
we were generally, it's been a while. I don't think I'm that
I
worried
don't
about
think he's
it
gonna
anymore.
kill us now. Yeah, he might.
Surprise. I'm him.
And, God damn.
Oh, fuck.
And so he was far as fuck. So we're like, well, it's fine. But then he was like, "Oh, I'm moving to New Jersey," and Delaware touches New Jersey, and like right over the bridge from us. Like that motherfucker is like 30 minutes from
He's
actually
always
closer to
close.
Eric. I
He's
live
really
more
close.
southern
Yeah.
Delaware, but
Uh-huh.
yeah. So that was I think our worst episode, and to touch on the entitlement, I think is like the entitlement is what really fucking irked me.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I mean, we've known you now for all of 42 minutes, and like I don't think any of us seem like dicks. You know what I mean? Like I think, but like some people are just entitled to shit, and it just fucking makes me angry.
Yeah.
So-
I don't even like tolerate it. I'll be like, yeah, sure, we could try to get you on, or I'll be like, nope, I don't do that. And they'll keep trying to push. I'm like, you realize that I'm really stubborn, and the more you keep trying to push something on me, the more I'm going to say no. I'm going to double down, and I'm gonna probably unfollow you. I'm never gonna allow you on the pod, like ever. I was
Mm.
considering it, but now I'm petty.
Now,
No,
you're
no.
fucked.
Yeah.
You're fucked. I also give the excuse sometimes. This is terrible. Because I also not everybody's a good podcast guest. It's also hard to be on a podcast, to talk to people. It's taken me, I mean, how many episodes? I'm at 168 episodes.
Damn.
It's like it's taken me that long to like learn how to talk to people, and some people just are terrible on podcasts. So they'll be like, "Okay, do your pod." I'm like, "Oh, my producer wants somebody different, and my producer doesn't book people. I do." But it's like, I want to make sure that because I'm the one who's going to be talking to you.
Right.
If I can't hold a conversation with you, it's going to suck.
Right.
It's going to be a bad episode, and it's just not worth it.
Well, and to like, I think people come on a podcast and like you'll ask them a question and they'll say yes.
That's it.
And then you go, cool. The next question.
One of these.
Yeah,
Did you want to elaborate on that?
Do you not like know how to talk to somebody? But I do think it is like podcasting is weird. And I think it took Eric and I a while to get comfortable on camera. And we got more comfortable when we stopped trying to force questions down our guests' throats.
Mhm.
Honestly, that's when our lives became a lot easier. And like, the three of us could just have a conversation, right? And we can just talk about whatever the fuck we want versus like, so when exactly did you find yourself loving horror films? You know?
Yep.
Tell us that if you want to.
Which is a good like starting off point
Yeah,
to be like, hey, here's where we're, and then see where it goes.
sure.
That's also kind of when I started my podcast, like the first like 31 episodes we did like every single day of October. It was hell. It was bad.
Mhm.
Yeah,
If you were
that's a
like,
lot.
oh, I'm tired after doing 2 podcasts in a row, I would do 8 in a row.
Ew.
Okay. So
That's a lot.
and now I do 5 in a row. So I need you to and they're like,
Check.
yeah. So so
Greg, we better chickity
God.
check ourselves.
I know. I know. Yeah, we're about to wreck ourselves. I don't know how you do it. That's crazy.
It's a lot. It's a
That
lot.
is a lot. That's
Yeah.
crazy to
But
me.
it was so much more structured in the beginning where I was like, we have to talk about beat per beat of the movie and da 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 da. And I was like, I can't sustain this. It's not fun. Like, we're not getting to the movie. It's like an hour and a half long. And I'm not getting in like the comedy bits. I'm not getting what I want. So I'm like, you know what? The best times I have talking about horror movies is when 2 friends, when we just saw a movie and we just talk about it. And whatever you remember, that's what you talk about. And then you have some like, some jumping off points if you get stuck or if you feel like a lull. But if you don't, then you just go and whatever happens and get off topic, have a silly haha goofy time.
We
That's
did it
what I like to
earlier. We were talking about Samson's dick for like 5 minutes.
We did
Yeah,
talk about
we
that
did
hammer.
that.
Yeah,
And that
I
was
mean,
quite literally, that's
Ooh.
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Sorry to keep bringing that up.
No, I'm glad you did.
It's on the mind. It's
yeah,
on the
right.
mind.
It's
I
on
get
my
it.
mind.
I
It's
get
all
it.
I've been thinking about
It's
since
been
yesterday.
haunting me.
It's
I guess you could say haunting.
haunting, or have you been dreaming about
Yeah,
it?
right. Because I haven't been having
dreams or
like
nightmares.
night terrors. Yeah, very good dreams. But I'll tell you, when we first started shooting our podcast, we were like, hey, let's not do video because this is a true podcast, man, and we're just gonna do audio.
Greg,
And
every
then
time you talk about, go ahead, you can do it. But every time you talk about this, it makes me want to like just cringe.
I'm cringing
it makes
right
me
now.
uncomfortable.
And then you know what? At the end, we would say, and now we're gonna eat candy and tell you about it.
With no video, right? So we're just like, imagine, just it's black. That was like a lemon head.
Like, oh, it's
It was
yellow
like a
and
lemon
it's
head, but
round.
Japanese.
And boy, is it sour. And now I'm eating sour spaghetti.
Yeah, that
And
was.
we would do that every episode. And we would go out to like
and
different
we thought we were
types
the
of
bee's
like,
knees.
and that was our
you guys
shit.
clearly, I think you need to go back. I didn't want to say anything. This is awful. I think you.
Is that what we're missing? Are we missing the
Greg, we peaked at
snacks?
episode 1.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, it's been
episode 1
downhill
through
ever
4.
since.
Like that was our shit.
It was the
It
best
was
one.
elite, and it's just.
But we started
I didn't
doing
want to
that
tell you guys. Yeah.
because Eric and I got started mukbanging before mukbanging was popular.
We did.
And we were like, let's bring it back, but with candy from different like parts of the world. So we would try to find these grocery stores that sold ethnic candies, and it was this whole big fucking thing.
Candy.
So that was our thing, though. You know, that was who we
humble
are.
beginnings. Never forget who you were.
Humble beginnings, man. Humble
Fucking
beginnings.
cringy AF is
Yeah.
what that was.
Yeah.
But
my
now,
God.
and then now, like I hate people eating into a microphone, right? Like
I hate people. If you eat, get out of my face. Period.
So this one was like, hey, do you mind if I eat this burrito?
I
was like,
I didn't
no, if
think
you
it would
just-
be in bad taste. I didn't know if it was going to be in bad taste. I had no idea that was like an
That's taboo
unspoken. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I believe you, but
Yeah, you can't fucking eat.
I was really
Daniel
hungry.
Craig is still hated for eating into a microphone. He's James. Well, he was James Bond.
Not by me. He's not hated by me.
Wow. People hate people eating.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh, we'll just leave it at that.
Unless you're there for that. Unless you're there for a mukbang. Yeah.
Sure.
The ASMR videos, they're good for that. Listen to me. But that's you have to be like searching that out. You know.
Have you
No.
seen? I'll try to do my best impression. He's a bigger dude, and he goes mood, and he's like, I'm gonna eat cereal. And he'll take a bowl and he'll dump like 2 bags of mini M&Ms, fill the bowl up with chocolate milk, and just eat the whole thing on camera. Or he'll take a roll of like cookie dough and dip it in a container of icing. Or he'll eat like 10 Big Macs, 30 packs of ramen. But his thing is mood. And and then there's
diabetes.
there's this dude. If you go into the comments, I'll have to send you his page after this. You go into the comments, and it's always the top comment. It's like, hey, macros guy here. And he breaks down calories, sodium. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, these meals are like 10 to 15,000 calories. And it's like a snack before he's going to eat at Denny's.
I know.
That's crazy
Katie,
to me.
You just said diabetes.
I believe it's diabetes.
Diabetes. If you got the diabetes. What was it? Wilfred Brimley?
R.I.P.
But I introduced to my kids like making like ice cubes like manually instead of just pushing the thing on the door. So we have those little silicone ice cube trays, and I said, hey, take the little it's Crystal Light packets. It's like that, but we have the Nerds packets. So I said, mix 1 cup because each of the ice cube trays fits 1 cup of liquid, and we made the grape Nerd ice cubes. Well, and this was just like, oh, look, we made that. That was fun. And we put it in lemonade, and it was like a pink lemonade or a grape lemonade. It was a lot of fun. One of my kids' friends came over, and they were like, eat one of these ice cubes. It's awesome. And they just come in, and they keep coming inside from outside, like playing outside. And he goes, oh, I love these diabetes cubes. They're so good. It's like, what the fuck? So they've been having like my kids are in their, I don't want to say they're in their diabetes era, but they have like this ball.
That's the new Taylor Swift album
that they play with, and they call it Diabeto is the ball because it's like really stretchy and big. But
that's
the ball
amazing.
Is Diabeto.
Kids are great.
They
Diabeto.
Diabeto, yeah, and the diabetes cubes in the water is also a look.
I mean, sugary stuff is so good.
Yeah.
So like,
I
get
and
diabetes.
it's good for you.
I get it.
You don't get it like you don't have it, do you?
I hope not. Sometimes I'm scared I do, and it's like one of those things where I won't go and get checked.
I'm not going to get checked.
Because if you don't get checked, if you don't get checked, you don't have it.
I haven't been to the doctor in 5 years.
Yep.
I don't. Who needs insurance? What?
Yeah,
right.
I'm fine.
I just bought life insurance. By the way,
did you finally get life insurance?
I did finally get life insurance.
Wow,
my wife was going
to
probably divorce me if I didn't do it.
Did you go to State Farm?
I did go to. It's just wrapped up in our car insurance.
Yep. When in doubt, get life insurance.
Yeah, they just asked me. They were like, "Do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you go skydiving?"
Yes. Oh, sorry. I eat sugar. I eat diabetes.
Right. That's what they should have asked me.
Popsicles specifically.
They should have asked me if I mukbang and say mood.
I'm gonna send you this page, this Instagram. You got to check this dude out.
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
Dude?
Yes, mood. But okay, so Katie, if people want to check out your podcast, if they want to kind of know what you're all about, where can they find you?
They can find me on all podcast platforms at Katie Afraidy, on Instagram, Katie Afraidy. Someone was like, how do you spell Afraidy? I'm like, the word afraid with a Y.
Yeah.
And then
Couple
Katie
E's.
Katie with an IE. I realized I should have made Afraidy with an IE, but I think it looks better with a Y, but Katie looks better with an IE. So
that tracks.
You have the most visually appealing combination of Katie Afraidy.
Yeah. No, it checks out.
And then the Tube, we're on there as well, and the TikTok and all the platforms.
All
Katie
the socials.
Afraidy. All the things, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. And,
of course. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
Thanks for listening to Daddies the Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a review, and give us a like. We'll see you next time.